We begin following the political shakeup in the Republican primary election in Wyoming, where three-term Representative Liz Cheney was defeated handily in her re-election bid by Trump-backed Harriet Hageman. Cheney's defeat is the latest in a field of Republicans who've lost their re-election bid after voting to impeach the former president. She is also the top Republican on the House panel investigating the January 6th attack on the Capitol. In her concession speech, she shared that she understood what political consequences she would be faced with.
No House seat, no office in this land is more important than the principles that we are all sworn to protect. And I well understood the potential political consequences of abiding by my duty. Our republic relies upon the goodwill of all candidates for office to accept honorably the outcome of elections. And tonight, Harriet Hageman has received the most votes in this primary. She won. I called her to concede the race. This primary election is over. But now, the real work begins.
Now, her opponent, Harriet Hageman, spoke to her supporters moments after the race was called, and she referred to that debunked narrative that the 2020 election was rigged, saying, quote, "Wyoming has spoken on behalf of everyone who's concerned that the game is becoming more and more rigged against them," end quote. Our Joe Khalil is in Washington with more on Tuesday's primaries. Good morning, Joe.
Hey, good morning, Mitch. So, yeah, this is one that the Trump folks had circled on their calendar. Of all the Republicans that have gone against President Trump, Liz Cheney has really become the face of the Republican resistance and opposition to the former president. Not only did she vote to impeach him, but she's obviously serving as vice chair of the January 6th committee. She has said publicly and multiple times, and even again last night, that she thinks Donald Trump is the biggest threat to American democracy that we've ever faced in our history. And she did all of that knowing very well it was likely going to be the end of her political career, at least as a congresswoman from Wyoming. Last night, going into the race, she was very clear-eyed. It wasn't a matter of whether or not Harriet Hageman was going to win this race over Liz Cheney. The question really was by how big of a margin. And if you take a look at the results right here, you can see it was nearly a 30-point victory for Hageman in a state where, we should mention, President Trump won by 40 points. So you're going to hear a bit of Hageman's speech again here, as well as Liz Cheney's concession, but you can't really call it a concession speech. It was more of a reboot, more of a beginning, not so much an end to whatever Liz Cheney has planned next. But here's a bit of both of their speeches last night.
While it may not be easy, we can dislodge entrenched politicians who believe they've risen above the people they are supposed to represent and serve.
2 years ago, I won this primary with 73% of the vote. I could easily have done the same again. The path was clear. But it would have required that I go along with President Trump's lie about the 2020 election. I have said since January 6th that I will do whatever it takes to ensure Donald Trump is never again anywhere near the Oval Office, and I mean it.
So again, for Liz Cheney's future, that doesn't really sound like she's now going to take a backseat. It sounds like her fight, as she laid out right there, against former President Trump, trying to block him from getting to the Oval Office again, is really just beginning. And no matter what role she plays, that's certainly going to be her goal that she continues to try to pursue there. So this may be just the beginning. This may be a point in 2024 we look back on and say this is the moment that Liz Cheney really begun in earnest, that campaign. Let's go to Alaska quickly, because there were some other key races that we were watching there last night. In the race for Senate, the incumbent Republican, Lisa Murkowski, who also voted to impeach President Trump, has a narrow lead over her primary challenger, Kelly Tshibaka. But again, this is a top four race because the state now does ranked choice voting. So the top four vote-getters all will advance to the ballot in November. There's also a contentious House race going on in Alaska. And that right now, Mary Pelota, who is the Democrat, is leading just barely over two Republicans, one being the very popular Sarah Palin and also Nick Begich. Again, all three of them are now going to advance to the ballot in November because of this new ranked choice voting in Alaska. Mitch?
Well, Gerald, let's go a little bit deeper on that. In Wyoming, Liz Cheney is done because she lost this primary, but Shabaka, the opponent for Lisa Murkowski there, she's not done because just because she finished in second doesn't mean that she's done. Explain to us how ranked choice voting works there in Alaska.
Yeah, so now this is the first time that Alaska is actually doing this. Voters there chose to change their election system to do this ranked choice. So how this works is the top 4 vote getters in these races for the primary will advance over to the ballot in November. And basically, voters, they don't just choose one candidate, they rank them, your top couple of candidates. And so whoever comes in third for this House race, for example, they will be eliminated in November. And then the voters that chose that person, those votes are going to be divvied up among the top 2. So it's important who you think your first candidate is, but crucially important who your second ranked person is. The idea behind this is it actually brings more moderate candidates higher up. It gives them a better chance because you're not just voting on your party ticket. So this is one way that Alaska has figured out may sort of get rid of the extremes on both sides, making the candidates have to appeal to the middle of voters as well. We'll see how it works out. This is the first year that Alaska is doing this. But again, that second rank for voters is going to be really important, as they move forward in November. We'll see how it all shakes out.
It will be interesting to see if Lisa Murkowski holds on to her seat. That's Joe Khalil live in Washington, D.C. Joe, thanks for that update. Thanks for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation in your cable lineup. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-based, unbiased coverage.